Welcome back, everyone. Ready to dive in? Today we're exploring something I think we all struggle with.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I do. It's this idea of like achieving success, right? But not through these like massive leaps and bounds you always
Yes.
hear about, but rather these small, consistent actions.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be looking at this text called Tasted Text,
Okay.
which really dives deep into this concept of small wins.
Interesting.
And it's really fascinating stuff, I think.
I'm intrigued. What does it say about these small wins?
Well, it kind of throws those overnight success stories out the window, you know?
Right, right.
Because it basically says those stories never really happen that way.
Yeah, I mean, you never hear about all the work that went in before the big break.
Exactly. And that's what this whole idea of small wins is all about.
So how does the text connect those two things?
Well, there's this one line that really jumped out at me, and it says, small wins daily turn into massive success.
Hmm.
And I think that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it makes you think about your own experiences.
Right. Like, have you ever had that where you're working on something and it's like, you don't see those big results right away.
Oh, all the time.
But all those little things you do, like,
Yeah.
they kind of all add up, right?
Yeah. To something pretty amazing, oftentimes.
Exactly. It's like that saying, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Exactly. And it's true, even on a psychological level.
Oh, is there something to that? Like in our brains?
Absolutely. There's this whole thing called the dopamine loop.
Oh, I've heard of that.
And basically, every time we have a small win,
Yeah.
our brains release dopamine. And dopamine, well, it's a neurotransmitter, and it's all about pleasure and reward.
Right. That feel-good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And so we get this feeling of satisfaction. And then,
So that's what makes you want to do more.
exactly, it motivates us to keep going.
It's like a cycle.
It is. It's a powerful cycle, like a snowball effect.
Interesting.
And it can really propel us towards our goals, I think.
So it's not just about like feeling happy in the moment.
Oh, it's so much more than that.
It's like actually making us more likely to keep taking action.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head there.
That's fascinating.
Isn't it? It's like building momentum, I think.
Okay.
Each win, it's like a little push, right? And it makes the next step, well, it makes it just a little bit easier.
Right, right. Like each step is a little less scary.
Exactly.
It's like you're climbing a mountain, but like you're building stairs as you go.
Huh. Who likes that analogy?
And the text also mentions progress over perfection,
Right.
which I think a lot of people, myself included, kind of get stuck in,
Oh, tell me about it. The perfectionism trip, right?
Yes. Like, why even bother starting something if it's not going to be perfect right out of the gate?
Right. And that's what we can trip ourselves up.
Totally. Like, you psych yourself out before you even begin.
And striving for that kind of perfection, well, it can be totally paralyzing.
I know. I've been there.
You can end up spending so much time trying to get everything just right that you never actually make any progress?
It's true.
But you know what? If we just focus on consistent progress,
Yeah.
even if it's messy, well, we actually end up building our skills,
Yeah.
we gain that experience, and we get closer to goals, over time.
So it's better to have something that's like, good enough
Mm.
and actually out there in the world
Yes.
than to have something perfect that, never sees the light of day.
Exactly. You said it perfectly.
Because no one benefits from the perfect thing hidden away. Right?
Exactly. It's about shifting our mindset, I think,
Okay. How so?
from the outcome, to the process.
Interesting. So valuing the journey rather than just the destination.
Yes. Celebrate those small milestones, even the messy ones,
Right.
because it's in those imperfections that we
Yeah.
often learn the most.
Right. You make mistakes and you learn from them.
Absolutely.
Now, I was thinking about this idea of small wins and how it plays out in real life.
Yeah.
So imagine you're learning guitar, right?
Right.
You're not going to become like a rock star overnight.
Right.
But what if you committed to practicing, I don't know, like 15 minutes every day?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, those 15 minutes might not seem like much at first, right?
Right. It's just a small chunk of time.
Yeah, but over time, those consistent practice sessions,
Yeah.
well, they're going to lead to some serious improvement. You'll start to learn chords. You'll be able to play simple songs, maybe even write your own music eventually. Who knows?
Wow. So starting small can really snowball.
Exactly. It's the consistent effort, not the grand gestures, that really make a difference.
Like showing up is half the battle.
You got it. And this applies to so many things, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Like building a business, writing the book,
Yeah.
even just getting in shape. It's all like so overwhelming if we just focus on that end goal.
Right, because the end goal can seem so far away.
Yeah, it can feel impossible sometimes.
But that's why this mindset shift is so powerful.
Yeah.
So let's say you dream of writing a novel, right?
Okay.
Don't get bogged down by the thought of writing hundreds of pages, right?
Because that's a lot.
Yeah. Focus on writing a page a day.
Oh, that's manageable.
All right. Or even just a paragraph. Just something.
Just keep the momentum going.
Exactly. Because each step forward, no matter how small,
Yeah.
it reinforces your commitment, you know?
Right.
It builds that momentum we were talking about.
Oh, I like that. So it sounds like, to sum this all up,
Yeah.
consistent small wins.
Mm-hmm.
They're the secret ingredient
Yes.
to, those big achievements.
I think so, yeah.
And progress,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's not perfect,
Absolutely.
is more valuable than striving for something that's unattainable.
I would agree. It's about progress, not perfection.
That's so powerful.
It is, and I think it's a really empowering message, you know?
In what way?
Well, it reminds us that we all have the power to achieve those great things.
Yeah.
One small step at a time.
That's so true. I love that.
And you know what? It makes me think of a question for our listeners.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Well, what's one small action you can take today
Ooh, I like this.
to move you closer to a goal
Yeah.
that feels, a little daunting right now?
Oh, I love that. And it could be anything, right?
Absolutely. It could be anything, just something small.
Just a little step.
Exactly. So take a moment, reflect on that,
Yeah.
and most importantly, put it into action.
Take action. You heard it here first.
You might just be amazed at what you can accomplish.
That's such great advice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.